Hold on. Let me give it a second because it usually takes some time. If you're seeing this, hi everybody. Hello, 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 hello. Okay, here it is. Okay, so today I will be talking about why different goals and values may affect your relationship. And I feel like there's not a lot of people that thinks about this, and the reason why is because most people they get into a relationship thinking that they could be happier or they could solve their own problems in that. But most people don't think about why their relationship with themselves suck first, okay? And if you're in that predicament or you're kind of like, damn, it's kind of true. So Jelani, hello, hello. So yeah, cool. So having that good relationship with yourself first is very important, right? And it starts with being aware of your values, being aware of your goals. What's up? What's up? Hello, hello, emo witch. Okay, I see you. I see you. Hola, hola. ¿Cómo estás? All right. So, anyways, I do these YouTube lives every Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Pacific time, California time, and 10 p.m. Eastern time. Saturdays at in the afternoon, 12 p.m. Pacific time, 3 p.m. Eastern time. And if you guys do find this video content of value, everything will be in the description. And so I'll be talking about differences between goals, why different goals and values may affect your relationship. The recap episode that I'm going to be talking about today is, and I love this, okay? And I got a quote from Jim Rohn, but every day stand guard at the door of your mind, okay? I'm serious. Stand guard at the door of your mind, because we allow people to say many, many things, and we allow it in our lives. And what you allow, you invite more of, okay? Hold on, give me a second. Sorry, I think this is blurry. Okay, I can't tell. Anyways, every day stand guard at the door of your mind, right? Now, the slide is on mental factory. So the mind is like a mental factory, okay? And what you think about all day pours ingredients into what we call our mental factory. This is what builds our economic, social, and financial fabric of our lives. And what I love about that is, what do you constantly consume? What do you constantly focus on? Because what you focus on expands, right? So if you think about, hey, I want to go back into this dating world, but nobody likes me. And what you feel inside, that's what you're going to kind of emulate throughout. And that's the type of energy that you're going to be giving to people. And once people feel that, they're going to sense that, hey, maybe this person lacks some confidence. If you're a guy, confidence is like the number one thing that you need to, that's one of the most attractive things as a guy, right? Or you're very like self-conscious about how you look. So you're not, you focus on the wrong areas, right? You focus on things that's not as important. Like, oh, do I have a nice shirt versus who are you? Who are you? Are you a person that's comfortable in their own skin, whether or not they're wearing something nice or not? So anyways, moving on. People who knows better knows that, like, for example, eating healthier, going to the gym, right? Living a healthier lifestyle, like that's just a better choice. But most people, they kind of they fall into this category of like, I can't wait till it's Friday so that I could go out and have fun with my friends. Like, what's stopping you from having a good time now? Right? What's stopping you from having a good time now? And usually it's like, well, I'm busy, I work all day, or I go to school all day and then I have work, right? Well, all you really need is to go back home and spend maybe 1 or 2 hours on yourself, whether it's reading something, start educating on something, or practicing something that you want to become good at. And the chances are, it's not that you don't have enough time, because if you enjoy something enough, you will give yourself time. You're just uninspired. That's what it is. You haven't found something that is emotionally compelling for you to want to do it. So that's why you're stuck in this place where what other people call conformity. Hi, Shevlin. It's when you start conforming to these, oh, I have to do this, right? And it's like, then you're stuck. And when you're stuck, you lack enthusiasm. You feel like there's no energy, and there's like, it feels like things just continue to crash down on you. And that's why it's so important to, number one, surround yourself with people that's encouraging, someone, and things that you could tell people that wants to support you, right? Like an NFL locker room. everyone's in there to build each other up. We're not, and because you're playing as a team. And if you have someone that's going against you all the time, that's no longer a teammate, right? So it's no different than being in a relationship and you have that one person always talking down on you, saying that you're not good enough, or maybe you're ugly, or if you wore more makeup, you look prettier, like that shit like that. It's like, do you really want to be around someone like that, right? Sup, Darlene? So, now, and what most people tend to ignore is what they pour into their mind. Like it's all the negative news that they're consuming. Maybe it's from their friends. Yeah, it's so many, or you participate in things that are not good for your health. Maybe eating too much fast food, right? Sometimes, or having too much sugar in your diet. A lot of the things, right? So it starts from there. It starts from there. What you pour into your mental factory. So yeah, I stopped watching the news because it's all about happening. Same things happening to different people. Okay, someone got robbed. Okay, do you feel bad for every homeless person on the street? No, you don't. Maybe you're a little sympathetic. You're like, damn, that kind of sucks. Like maybe if I have like a few cash, a few dollars in my pocket or whatever, I'll give it to them, right? Just stuff like, but you don't feel bad for them, right? And here's the solid truth. Nobody cares if you have problems, and they're glad that you have them, okay? Because it's entertainment for them. People would like to be entertained, right? Now, if you find yourself watching this, becoming a better version of yourself, and you're trying to be a better person, and you sense resistance, then those are good signs. Those are good signs. Maybe those are not the right people in your life, even though they have been for the longest time. Maybe it could be your best friend. It could be your family members. You just have to remember that we're still all people, and not all people wants what's best for you. You know what's best for you, okay? And I'll give you an example of what I thought was best for me, and people, they were going against that, and it was uncomfortable. It was uncomfortable. Yaku, you know what I'm talking about. I wanted to eat plants because I knew that plants, doing my own research, learning that, hey, if I eat more plants, then I will become healthier. Not only will I become healthier, I'll feel younger. Okay, my joints don't hurt. Okay, you glow a little bit more. You're more hydrated. Just stuff like that. And then all I heard was, yo, Mitchell, what's wrong with you? Like, you need to eat meat. And I was like, yo, dog, I've been eating plants for over a year and I'm fine. I don't need to eat meat. I'm still here. I'm still alive, aren't I? Okay, so yeah, but people will always have their opinions, whether it's good or bad. So listen to your own thoughts. And if you made a mistake, that's okay. Own up to it. And it's more important to not have friends that will show you a mirror. Hey, you fucked up. Yo, you fucked up. Like, look at yourself. Do you see what you got yourself into? It's like, no. Are they there to even try to help you get out of that type of situation, or not? Or are they more encouraged by talking down on you so they can feel better about themselves? All right. So the first thing you should always check, and this is from Jim Rohn. He was like, when you go to someone's house or your own house, check their library. I think he said somewhere along the lines of, rich people have nice libraries. Poor people have big screen TVs. I don't know how. This was said a long time ago. So hey, maybe they're using their TV as audibles. I don't know. But that's what I use. I turn on podcasts on my TV sometimes, just because I want a bigger screen. Okay. But I don't watch a lot of Netflix unless it's like I'm sick. Okay, then I don't want to learn anything. I just want to chill. I need to recover. Okay. All right. So what a man reads, or a woman reads, pours massive ingredients into his or her mental factory. So be careful what you take in. Okay. I always try my best to avoid people that are very negative. And it's not that I want to be rude. It's just I'm literally trying. Look, I wake up with so much mental capacity, mental bandwidth, that that's not the first thing I want to think about when I wake up. Or, it's like, it's emotionally and mentally draining. Okay, just waking up and hearing that's the first thing you hear. Oh, do you like? Okay, I get it. I don't know about y'all, but I need at least 15 to 20 minutes of me time. It means when I wake up, don't ask me anything unless it's absolutely important. But don't ask me anything, okay? Like just let me be. Like that's what I need. Everybody's different. Maybe you need an hour. Maybe you don't need any time at all. Like, hey, you talk to me the moment I step foot on the floor, and I could be on that. Me, I can't. 15, 20 minutes at least, me time. All right. Now, let's talk about the differences between goals and values. All right. Differences between goals and values. Let me have my coffee before talk. Exactly, Shevlin. You know what I'm talking about, right? Stop planning things for me. Like, leave me alone. Leave me alone. I just need time for myself. I need time. Okay. Everybody needs that me time. And people that are unwilling to give you that are either needy or they just very impatient, right? And that's why patience, learning how to listen to people, a very important skill to have in life. Now, let's talk about the differences between goals and values. And I think some of y'all already know about this, but let's rehearse it, go over it. So goals are what we want. Okay, I totally agree. No one leaves me alone in the morning, right? Me time. Now playing in Netflix. All right, so goals are what we want, right? Goals are something that you can check off once you accomplish it. Those are the things that, like, hey, once I got it, I can check it off. It feels great. And it's important to have goals. Okay, it's important to have goals. But let me explain. Here's an example, okay? So for someone, finding a person in their lives is a goal, right? Like, say, I'm a little lonely. Okay, let's just say that. Like, I'm lonely. I want a girlfriend. I just want a girlfriend. That's my goal. That's my goal. Because once I have a girlfriend, she will solve all my problems. Then I will be happy. If I have a girlfriend, then I'll be happy. Once I have, I don't know, $100,000, $1 million in my bank account, then I'll be happy, right? And I'm gonna tell you this: that's not where happiness comes from. Okay, it doesn't matter how much you have. I know a lot of rich, miserable people that hides themselves with dollars or going out partying a lot with what they could spend on, right? And they're miserable. I'm like, yo, like, you ever sat down and just listen to your own thoughts? No, they haven't, because they've been doing so many things that they're so used to distracting themselves. I'm like, look, obviously what you're doing is not working. You sound like shit. Okay, you sound like shit. The only reason why people around you is because you got money. But I'm here. I'm trying to help you out. Like, but if you don't want me to, it's okay too. Okay, it's okay. I don't have to, but you're my friend. I want to make sure that you are okay, because then you could do whatever the hell you want afterwards, all right? But anyways, so finding a boyfriend, being in a relationship is a goal. Now, for somebody else, how you plan on being in a relationship, right? What are your values? What are your values in a relationship? Are you loyal? Do you communicate? Is commitment, is it in your vocabulary? Is it one of those things that's really important to you? Those are your core values, right? So someone that just wants to be in a relationship because they're unhappy, and that's just their goal, I just want this, they kind of gloss over all the important parts of being in a relationship. So chances are they get into a relationship, maybe a few months, maybe even a few years, they find themselves single again, right? They find themselves single and they never really work on themselves. It's because they lack value, and goals that lack value are usually less meaningful. Okay, values are how we do it or how we live our lives. Values are what maintain or increase or also diminish depending on your values, right? Your relationship, whether it's with yourself or with the person that you're with, friendship, intimate relationship, family, job, right? Affects in all areas of your life. So values, think of goals as attaining, value is sustaining. Okay, goals. I want I don't know, some people have different goals, right? Let me tell you my personal experience. Before I had a goal. I had a goal to be like, I wanted to have a six pack, all right? I was That's all I cared about. I was like, yeah, I just want to have a six pack. Guess what? I finally got it before. I was literally in the worst place in my life. Okay, I was horrible. I was not good company. I was negative. I was always pessimistic. I was always talking about things that people didn't really want to hear, and it's because I couldn't give what I didn't have. And what I didn't have was I didn't care. I love myself. But everyone was like, oh, but you look great though. You look great. I was like, yeah, but I feel like shit. I don't get it. I thought once I get there, I will be happy. But literally, when I got there, I felt more alone than ever. I really did. And it was because I took care of myself physically, but mentally, I was damaged. Okay. I was like severely damaged to a point where I almost thought that I couldn't bounce out of that. And literally, like that goal that I had, I was like, man, it lacked. And guess what? I lost it. It's because it wasn't sustainable. I attained it. So same thing like this. It's kind of like you got to constantly work on yourself mentally, because it's kind of like going to the gym with your mind, and you got to constantly tell yourself and teach yourself certain things, and or being reminded of certain things, like today, values and goals. Like, this is important, right? And so anyways, I could go on more about it, but I want to make sure that I get over everything today. All right. So values that get you the goals are uniquely more important, because once the goal is achieved, once you could achieve that goal and you have values behind it, and because of your values, you're more inclined to maintain it, right? So right now, I feel a lot better. I'm eating a lot better because I was like, look, I had enough, COVID weight be gone. And so it did. And I was like, and I find myself encouraged to go to the gym. I find myself more encouraged to eat better. I could sleep better. I've been saying that for a while. Every now and then I have good days and bad days, but it's okay. But I'm starting to like clean up little areas of my life, and trying to become better for myself, so that when I am out there, I'm better company for other people. And also, because I'm good on my own, I don't really need to talk about myself anymore. Like, I don't mind sharing, but how are you? How are you doing? Like, what's new? What's new with you? Like, talk to me. And hey, if there's something that's on your mind, hey, let it free. Look, I'm an open book. Let's be open books. We could talk. Hey, if there's something that's on your mind and that's bothering you, then, and if you trust me enough, then yeah, maybe we could like talk about it and see where we could get you out of that situation by finding a solution. Right? And you will make more friends in 2 months talking about other people than talking about yourself in 2 years. Okay? I don't know if those were the exact words, but Dale Carnegie. All right? Dale Carnegie. So yeah, talk about other people. Listen, having good listening skills. But you can't give what you don't have. And if you need attention because you don't have it, well, guess what? Then you probably don't have a good relationship with yourself. You're probably not in a place, and your happiness is still dependent on other people, because you always need that validation, that seeking. And like I said, social media does not make it any more simple. Okay, it gives a lot of people this high, likes. I get a lot of likes, right? And it's like, yeah, I feel wanted, I feel important. But what happens when the like stops? What happens? Okay. Now, being in a relationship, let's go back. Being in a relationship, once you're in it and your values are grounded, right? It's anchored. When you're in a relationship and your values are anchored and grounded, you will move and proceed consistently to how you view those values. So let's just say this. 2 different people, okay? Mitchell number 1 and Mitchell number 2. Mitchell number 1 just wants to be in a relationship. I just want to be in a relationship because I want to have fun. I want to do things. That's just what I want. I just want to have shallow things, okay? I want that. That's all I care about. But let's just say I'm Mitchell number 2. I'm in a relationship, but I'm more grounded on my values. My values are, look, I want to make sure that relationship works because I really do like this person. My values are, is this person, are they good themselves? Are they good themselves, or are they more dependent on me for happiness? Because I don't want codependency. I want to make sure that she's okay, and I want to make sure that I'm okay. But if you know, she has something that she wants to discuss about, I'm all ears. Okay, but don't look for me as the solution to your problem. I'm not a solution. So meaning, let's, if I'm in a relationship, Mitchell number two, we're sharing each other's completeness. Okay, I want to make sure that you're okay too, because we all sometimes we wake up in the wrong side of the bed. And do you value commitment? Because I value commitment. If I'm in a relationship, then I value commitment. Because if not, I'm not going. Why would I want to be in a relationship? Like, that's just me personally. Some people, they're like, I don't care. If this don't work, then I'll find somebody else. Like, but that's not me. That's not what I like. I value something that's more meaningful. Do you value, right? And putting on pause on this, Mitchell 2 also dances. Mitchell 2 have a life on its own. Okay? Meaning, look, baby, Kiki, whatever, I'll be good. You know, I'll be at the gym. I'll be back at about like 5-6 o'clock. Do you want me to get anything over at the store? Right? I know you've been looking at those red velvet cupcakes for a while. Do you want some? Whatever, right? Like, just having this good, happy mood, right? And you know, happiness is a choice, right? It doesn't happen by chance. So you have to really put yourself in a situation like, what are areas of my life that really needs work, and what's really kind of stunting my growth? What's holding me back? What's that resistance? And that's where Mitchell number 2 is, you know. And I used to be at Mitchell number 1 because I was like, I'm miserable. I just want to be happy again. I want to be happy, but I was looking for happiness in all the wrong places. You know, as cliche as it sounds, I was looking at from people. I was making sure like, hey, can you make me happy? It's like, maybe for a little bit, but after a while, like, look, leave me the hell alone. just don't ask. Yeah, you can do that too, right? But it's always being able to like keep it playful and fun. Oh, I bought you cupcakes, Kiki. I got you red velvet. You know I want chocolate. Well, I guess I'm going back to the store. Why? Because I'm going to walk there and eat it. And then I'm going to look at those cupcakes that you want. And I'm not going to get it. Why? Because I got red velvet. And you're going to get it maybe next week. Once you're good. All right. But yeah, so Mitchell number 1, Mitchell number 2. Mitchell number 1, focus on goals. Only goals. Very, like, it wasn't backed up by anything. I had no values versus this. Okay, like, damn. Okay, you want to be grounded. And who doesn't want? Now, okay, for anybody that's watching, whether it's on a live or on a post live, if you're watching this, where do you feel more security from? Someone that's already feel grounded. They know where they're at. They know what they want to do with their lives. They're moving forward. They're taking action versus this is just what I want. Okay. And going back to, like, I had this one friend that literally said, hey, yo, I was like, yo, what inspires you? Like, why do you want to dance? I want to dance because I want to dance because I want to get girls. I was like, okay. I didn't expect that answer, but hey, you're honest. That's great. Is there anything more than just girls? Because I think you could get girls maybe not just by dancing, but I guess it could help, right? It could help. Yeah, so he got his girlfriend and he stopped dancing. You know, it wasn't really backed up by any values, okay? Or maybe he's just less enthusiasm about dancing, okay? But yeah, value is what makes the process of the goal more meaningful, usually associated with greater positive results. The number... Yo, Yaku, can you imagine? Yo, why do you draw, man? Girls, ladies. Yo, my bad. It's funny because I was like, dude, you're such a good dancer. And you stopped because of a girl. Okay? We don't talk, so I don't know whether or not they're still together anymore. It's not because we don't talk because we have any like negative feelings towards each other. We just kind of lost contact. That's what it was. Now, it it worked in school. No one is threatened by an artist. They feel relaxed around me, right? You're right, and it's you don't, because you're to yourself. You're like, man, I'm just great at this. I'm just gonna continue. Anyways, let's move on to the next thing, which is why it is important to have it first, right? If you want to have love, you got to be willing to give love first. If you want friends, if you want to be friendly, you got to be friendly first. Like you can't go out there being bitter towards the world and expecting like people to want to be your friend, right? Hey, yo, asshole. Yeah, what's up, man? What you want to do? Like, okay, then what you're seeking is power, okay? You want to be a tyrant, okay? Um so you prey on those kind of pool of people that are weaker, that needs a lot of sense of validation. So then you get those pool of people in your life, okay, that doesn't really move you towards anything other than making you feel good about yourself. But feeling good and actually doing thing that's good for you is two different things, okay? So why it is important to have it first. If you want money to give money to Nigerian prince, yeah, be careful with that. You know, when you get random phone calls from scam likelies, okay, pretending to be somebody that they're not. All right, so success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure. Okay, heard that from Tony Robbins. I'm pretty sure you heard it somewhere else, but that's where I got it from. Credits to that dude. Now, you can't give what you don't have, right? This is because goals without values, once achieved, lacks a lot of meaning. Goals are only as good as just the surface. But like I said, it is better than not having a goal, okay? Doing something is better than not doing anything at all. So yes, having a goal is great, but you want to back it up with good values, okay? Now, for example, let's use being, I'm not a parent, but let's just say you get Mitchell number 1 versus Mitchell number 2, okay? Let's just play this hypothetical thing. Mitchell number 1, I just want kids. Why? I don't know. All my friends are having it. You're at that age, right? All my friends have kids. I want to be able to bring my kids to their kids' birthday parties so that we could relate. Stupid. But Mitchell number 1, that's what he wants. He just wants a kid because I want to be, or I also want, hey, when I get older, I want to make sure that somebody could take care of me, right? When I'm old and I can't walk, I'm here thinking like, but what if I could walk for the rest of my life because I took care of myself? Then I don't need anybody to take care of me. Okay. Now, is it great? Is it not great to have help? Yeah, absolutely. Who doesn't want help? But I don't need someone to lift me up unless like something happened in my legs. You know what I mean? So now Mitchell number 2, let's just say he wants to be a good parent. Why? Because he grew up in a household where he didn't really have great parents in his life, okay? Or the other half wasn't as great, and you have the other half that was great. And you spent the time. You want to know everything about being a good parent. You want to make sure that they're properly educated, right? And I want to be able to be there for my kids because I like I said, I'm not a parent. I don't know what's it like to. I have nieces and nephews, but it's different, right? That bond that I don't have. And if you guys know something, share that. If you're a parent, share that with me because I would like to know myself. But it's like if I'm preparing myself and I want to be able to be the best parent or best dad that I could be for that child, then I'm already preparing myself to want to become that. I have set values, right? That this is how I want to approach being a parent, okay? And that's, everybody has their own core set of values. No one value is more important, but it's what is important to you. So just remember this, like, values are what's most meaningful to you. And there's no one set of values that you must have. It's what's most important to you, right? So a value could be, hey, right now, all I care about is making money. My career, I want to make as much money as possible so I could buy a house, yada, yada, yada. Money, 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 career, money, career. Some people value family, where family is the most important thing. I don't really care about how much money I have because my family means more to me. I want to make sure that my kid is safe, is good, right? and I'm doing all the things that I can to make sure that they're happy, that they grow up to be better kids, right? Now, if your main thing is focus and your kid is the most important thing in the family, and of course, your partner too as well, your goal, chances are your kid will be coming out living a better, healthier lifestyle, because then they could be around people, they're like, yeah, this is not how my dad taught me things. My dad always taught me that, hey, what you invite, what you tolerate, you invite more of. Don't talk to me like that. So like your kid would be built differently, literally. So what you're doing now, you're learning. So for your better future, they're going to have better futures. All right. So now let's go back. Which, if you align yourself first after spending X amount of years with that person, whoever that person is, your lover or whatever, and you have similar goals and similar values, like being a good parent. If you want to be a good parent, but the other person doesn't want to be a good parent, then you're going to clash a lot. What you value, let's just say someone's still very old school and they want to beat their kids, right? Even though that's not really a thing as much anymore, right? I got my ass whooped, but I guess we're built differently in different eras, right? But someone wants to beat the kids, the other person doesn't. You're going to clash, right? And do you really want to set yourself up for having more, like, and that's something big or small depending on your values. But like, maybe, hey, I want them to go public school versus, no, I want private school is way better. Okay. Well, what language are you gonna learn? Okay, you speak Vietnamese, I speak Chinese, or you speak Tagalog, or and whatever, different languages. It's like, which language are they? Like, these are things that's important to talk about, but it doesn't have to be like heavy. It doesn't have to be super. It could be serious, but it doesn't have to be heavy. Like, oh, like, what makes you, like, why do you think that's a better choice or whatever, right? Can you tell you made that comment? Shevlin, I'm not reading all those yet. But anyways, so those are important. It's important to understand if they have similar goals, similar values, right? Similar goals could be like, well, I don't want to eat fast food all day because I have like physical goals that I want to maintain or sustain, or be better. And you want to eat pizza all the time, or you like smoking and I don't like to smoke, and that's not something that I like. So my girl cannot smoke. I hate smoke. Why? Because I also don't like it. I don't like cigarettes. It kind of bothers me. Speaking of cigarettes, let's put a pause. Literally, I was walking down the street, 2 blocks. 3 people was smoking in front of me, okay? First person, I was like, what's this smoke coming from? So I was looking around. It was a guy in front of me. Then I walked, kind of walked past him. Another guy in front of him, or in front of me now, is smoking. So I'm like, man, whatever. So I walked past the second guy. And then there was a third guy in front of me. And guess what happened? I jaywalked. I walked across the street. I was like, all right, no more smoke. Literally, that guy jaywalked. I was like, okay, maybe it's a coincidence. But I was like, yo, cigarettes is following me today. Okay, so I walked back. But anyways, I just thought that was funny. But yeah, it was one of those days where it was like everything was a coincidence. But for me, I don't like cigarettes. I don't deal with that. I can't be with somebody that smokes. Why? Because I like health. I want to make sure that it's healthy. Now, do I only participate in only health? Like, no. I drink a little bit of alcohol from time to time with some friends, but on occasions, I don't just sit at home and pop a bottle unless it's super hot and nice randomly. But I don't do that all the time. I might drink a beer at most once a week at home, tops. I don't think I have beers. I don't have a lot of beer at home, so I don't drink. But yeah, it's like, those are certain things. Like, am I so fixated on only health? No, but occasionally I like to have a good time, right? Sometimes a beer don't hurt. But that's just me, okay? So what are your goals? What's most important to you? You gotta align yourself first, okay? Because if you don't know and you're unaware of it, then you're paired up with this partner because you're attracted to them. Maybe they have beautiful eyes or whatever's on the surface, or they're kind of nice, but they're kind of like an asshole sometimes too, right? And it's like, then if your goals and values don't align, you're gonna start clashing, and then once you're heavily invested into that relationship, it's gonna be a lot harder for you to get out of that. It's gonna be a lot harder because your emotions is what kind of latches on. Okay, it sure doesn't. But yeah, like my values, right? I like health. So Monday through Friday, I eat a lot of plants. Today, I'm gonna see my niece. They like popcorn chicken, and they also like boba. And so Uncle Mitchell is going to get boba and maybe some chicken, popcorn chicken wings, right? Mitchell's gonna indulge in a few pieces of chicken. Yaku, I can already imagine. You're like, Mitchell, come on, you're doing so well. Yaku's vegan, by the way, since birth, okay, which is amazing, I think. He never knew how a chicken nugget tastes like, all right, which is it blows my mind. Anyways, yeah, but that's what I like, that's what I like. Moving on. But the world is full of miserable people, okay? And once you step out of that natural essence of conformity, which is like, oh, you're supposed to work a 9-to-5 job. You're supposed to have a kid at age 30-ish, early mid-20s or whatever, right? Or whatever, right? It's once you step out of that zone of conforming, right? Most people will start telling you shit that like, what, like, you think you're gonna really do something with your life with that? Like, you want to write in a journal for the rest of your life, and you want to let people know that writing in journals is important? What, you can make money off it? Yeah, like, because to them it's not a real thing. But it's what you like doing, and you pursuing that, and then you become so good at it, something so simple, right? That people can't take their eyes off of. Now, an example is, like I said, Yaku. He's a fucking amazing artist, and he does it so effortlessly. So find something that that you want to do, or that you like doing, that's emotionally compelling for you to want to do it, and do it. That's it. And if you really want to do it since you were a kid, like, I always wanted to do lives. I always wanted to be able to talk to people, but I was like, I don't really have anything to talk about. I really didn't. Like, I didn't know anything about relationships before. I didn't know anything about becoming self-reliant, or trying to aim up a little bit. And it wasn't until I was in this desperate situation where I had to get out of it, that's where I was, I learned from inspiration and desperation. So I was like, yeah, great. So I started like learning, and then I was like, great. Now I have something that I like to talk about, right? And also I get to talk about it in comfortably under my own skin. Because I've also heard people like, hey, you shouldn't curse. Like, why the fuck not? Why not? Yeah, and it's like, look, be you. And if dancing, for example, like, if you want to make TikToks or whatever, and you want to promote it out there, like, you should be doing something that has less friction on yourself. Like, if dancing was dreadful for me and I want to be a TikTok dancer, dancing is not my choice. Like, you should probably not do dancing, Mitchell. But because I like moving my feet, it's fun, it gets me, I'm excited when I dance, then yeah, I want to continue doing that. And so things that you want to do that, and you shouldn't have any friction as you're doing it. It should be kind of easy and effortless. Now, if you're not good at something, you want to become better at it, and you find it very entertaining, it's emotionally compelling, and you want to learn more, by all means, do that too. But enjoy that process. That's where value comes in, right? But yeah, a lot of people, they're miserable. They want to just bring you down. They always got something to say. Why the hell are you eating so healthy? You're gonna die anyways. I was like, what? All right. I was like, then what's the point of making money? Just find food in the trash. You're gonna die anyways. I mean, hey, I guess everybody got something to say, right? So I was like, yeah, it's all good. But I was like, I don't tell you how to live your life. Um, you shouldn't have to be able to tell me. But if you're so inclined to tell me how to live my life, I'm gonna close the door, and you're not invited, and that's it. All right. But the world is full of miserable people, and it's like, look, keep that energy to yourself. I want to make sure that I'm okay, and if I'm okay, I know I'm gonna be better for people that's going to be around me, or people I want to spend my time with. And so that's where I want to operate from. That's where I'm most natural, most happy, right? I'm too shy nowadays to do other TikToks. Jelani, I'm pretty sure that you're good at one thing, right? One thing, okay? Maybe it's things that you don't even know. Like maybe like you have really good conversations in your sleep, okay? Yo, that's like $1 million idea. Just fall asleep. You always have conversations, but you have like the most natural, like people can sense that, like, I know this person's asleep because they're snoring and they're talking at the same time. Jolani, now at this point, I'm just making things up, right? But hey, maybe you're a really good sleep talker. I don't know. And you have really good conversations. Yeah. Everybody's good at one thing. You could literally monetize anything, right? I can monetize me worshiping a snail, okay? I could probably do that. Um, anyways, life is going to challenge you, okay? That's why, like, miserable people, they're going to challenge you because they don't even know what they want to do themselves, and they're not happy that you found something, or they're like, and deep, they probably don't not even aware of it. They're like, man, look at Mitchell talking about relationships. What does he know about relationships, right? Yeah, everybody got something to say. It's all right. So let's move on. Why differences might frustrate you in a relationship. Okay. Values are individual beliefs that motivates a person or people to act in one way or another. That's what values are. Value is what shapes your character. Jolani, please dance. Show us. So in other words, don't break your core values. And the reason why is because you should have at least 3 to 5 core values. Like, what do you value? And these cannot be violated. And if it does, then you're out. You're done. That's it. No more. 1, cheating, okay? In intimate relationship, romantic relationships, cheating, no. That's a no-go for me. If you cheat, that's it. To me, that's a red flag. Can people change? Can they make mistakes? Like, how do you like, cheating requires a series of acts. You went out, you got a few drinks, you got some food. He stuck his thing inside of you. You guys finished, and then you regretted it? Okay, no, it just didn't just happen out of thin air, okay? So yeah, no. You put yourself in that situation. You knew it, right? So for me, cheating, no go. You can't violate that. Also, a big one is communication, right? If I communicated to you that communication is really important, and you violate it the first time, and it's like, look, maybe I wasn't clear about me being open to communication. Maybe it's something that I didn't say to you. But if you violate that, and it's something what's that word? And something that I cannot, like, forgive for that, then it's like, do I really want to put myself through that situation of, hey, look, I just really want you to communicate with me? It's like, obviously you don't value that. And if we don't have that same value, then it's like, okay, then it's not going to work. That's why I don't understand why they even date if they're going to cheat. Exactly. Maybe I'll do one TikTok. You should. Polynesian dancers retire. Ooh, okay, so you are good. All right. So you just shy. You just a little shy. Joe's shy. Jolani shy. All right, but yeah, lots of hip movements. All right, so those values, like, have a few of those, and stick to those core values, because if someone could come in and disrupt that, meaning you think you were anchored, but then you say something but you don't really mean it, especially if it's your core values, then they know they could do other things and violate that and think it's okay. All right? Now, when you're in a relationship where goals and values are different, you're going to eventually, like I said, you're going to bump heads. You're going to bump heads. One likes to go out to party and the other one likes to be home. Some people enjoy being in comfort of being in their own home. And I was in a relationship like that before, where I was the one that enjoyed going out. And a part of that I had to reflect on myself was because I wasn't really comfortable being by myself before. And I needed to go out to feel happy. But realistically, going out was a big distraction. It was because I was literally, physically walking away from myself. But no matter where you go, there you end up, right? So once I find myself at a red light and I'm like, shit, I'm not as happy. Why? Because this, like things start coming in. But I'm always trying to like constantly distract myself. And the other person wants to stay home. So I went out by myself, and it's like, okay. And then it doesn't help that sometimes they're insecure, right? So I aligned myself with someone that was insecure, and they're like, oh, you're probably cheating because you always want to go out. I was like, no, I just wanted to go out because I wasn't comfortable being my own under my own skin. That's what it was. And then it wasn't until I was like, all right, I actually really do like being at home, right? Yesterday, I think I spent, I don't know how many hours just listening to podcasts, watching, reading stuff. And I learned a lot. I wouldn't even say that I'm fully there yet when it comes to understanding goals and values completely. And what I like most about that is I get to continue to grow every single time I reread something. So that's what makes me happy when I do this. All right. Anyways, so you're going to eventually bump heads if you and your couple or your partner have different goals and values. If one person values commitment and integrity and loyalty, but the other one's like, no, I just want to have fun in a relationship. I just want a person that's like constantly available to throw their body at me, right? I don't really care. So they don't value commitment in relationship. They just value the one thing, that access of being able to, sleep with each other. And hey, those are their values. You have no rights to change it. And if that's what they want, and if you're a part of that, then you're a part of that something that you truly is going against yourself with, you're going to find yourself really unhappy eventually. Then you're going to start projecting onto the other person. If you guys are interested in the other episode, is there, go a few weeks back, is there, right? So projecting, people project how they feel, what they want, positive projection. Oh, they're so great. No, they're not. They're a cheater. And you want a committed relationship. Can't you see that? No, I can't, but I still love them. No, you're probably infatuated, okay? You're probably infatuated. All right, now moving on. So values encourage the process of, and this is the positive things, okay? Values, if you have core values, it encourages the process of creativity, curiosity. It builds courage, persistence, and it allows you to have freedom. And also, you're more grateful for the things that you're doing, okay? So when you have core values, and these are the things that that grounds you, that anchors you as a person, and that's your character, and character is destiny, okay? So just remember Mitchell number 1 versus Mitchell number 2, right? Just remember that. Like, which and who do you want to become? Like, if you're watching this, insert name, blank number 1 and blank number 2. Who do you want to be? And who you become is more important than what you get, all right? Who you become is way more important than what you get, because what you get could easily be taken away from you. And once it takes away from you, where are you going to go? Where can you go? But your character, no matter who's there or not, you know how to get yourself out of that situation. Because why? You're here and you're focused on solutions. Let's see, Jelani. Let's see. I'm slowly getting to know it. So the name on there. All right. So now, and when you do not act in alignment with your own values, okay. So now you're Basically, in other words, you're lying to yourself, right? Have you ever found yourself lying to yourself to get out of a situation where you might call it a white lie or whatever you want to call it? And you're like, it's okay. I didn't want to hurt their feelings, right? And then you find yourself constantly, not only are you lying about little white lies, then you find yourself constantly lying about bigger lies. And you're on top of that, you're lying to yourself now. And when you lie to yourself, you can't run anywhere. You can only distract yourself, but deep down, you know what is truthful. So here's an example. Let's just say you have a bunch of friends, right? But you are in a relationship and you value commitment, you value loyalty, and you would not want to ever cheat on your partner because that's not something that you are encouraged of. That's not what you want. You wouldn't want your partner to do that same thing to you. So you value that. Now you're around some people that don't value that. And well, guess what? Maybe they're your friends, maybe your family, or whoever it is, and they go against it, right? And let's just say because you were intoxicated or whatever, now that you're starting to do certain things that goes against what you believe, aka cheating, maybe flirting with other girls, whatever. And then you start justifying that because, maybe, even though I value commitment and relationship and loyalty, my girlfriend hasn't really been doing this for me. So, what's a little bit, it wouldn't hurt. Then you do things, one thing leads to another, right? You find yourself laying in bed. It's the next morning. You totally conscious about all the things that you did. And you're like, oh shit, I feel bad, right? And that's where this feeling of like, damn, like it goes against your values. And when you go against that, not only, and once you go against that and you're stuck with it, and you got nowhere else to kind of let go of that resistance, what's going to happen is you're not going to be a fun person to be around. Meaning like you're going to lack a lot of energy. You're going to be kind of unmotivated. You have less meaning and purpose in your life. You feel like, damn, like, and it starts to permeate or, kind of bleed into other areas of your life, whether it's career, your personal life, your physical, your mental. It all affects those areas because wherever you go, there you are. And you might even be angry too. And behind anger is fear. We already know that already, right? Because you've been here. And there's depression, right? Jolani Sky. So anyways, this is what happens when you when you act out of alignment of your own values, okay? But when you do, like, you're much happier, you're more content, right? It builds inner strength. It builds resilience. So, for the longest time yesterday, I was trying to figure out this word. I've heard it, or a phrase, but I heard it before, and it was this thing called cognitive dissonance, okay? And I found this online. So, but if you guys are interested, it's called cognitive dissonance, and and sometimes it's called cognitive dissonance theory. I can't say it for some reason, but anyways, it's an uncomfortable tension that comes along from holding two conflicting thoughts at the same time. Or from engaging in behavior that contradicts with what you personally believe in. Okay? It contradicts. Say you're a person that don't do drugs and you did it. It contradicts. Okay? It happened to me once in my life. I was not completely sober, okay? And I did something that I was not proud of. And, so now I started blaming my friends. I was like, yo, I told you guys I don't want to do that. Like, why do you guys allow me to, right? But realistically, I had to go back. And take responsibility to my own actions. I was like, look, I got myself wasted. I was drinking. I don't remember a lot of things. I didn't know that they had those stuff. So I did it, and I was not happy. Okay? It contradicted what I believed in, which is not doing those type of stuff. Now, I was like, all right, if you guys are ever doing it, dude, keep me out of it. I don't ever want to be a part of it, right? Let's see. Make sure you like this chat. Thank you, Yaku. But yeah, it's just things that once what you believe in and it contradicts what you actually doing, then it's like you're going to find yourself very unhappy. And if you do that long enough, you're going to find yourself angry, frustrated, and even causing depression, right? And most people, they ignore those feelings. It's like, oh, the depression will go away because all I heard all you need is time. Yeah, because eventually you might like you distracting yourself so damn much that you forget about it. But then what your subconscious thought that you're not even aware of is, look, guess what? Eventually that shit's gonna come back up. It's going to creep back up. And one little thing might spark that again. And once it sparks, you're like, oh shit, all this is happening, right? Oh, thank you. Thank you, Jelani. But that's where it all happens. It's like, well, you haven't learned to let those go. You haven't learned to let go of those resistance. So that's why I am here. On my last slide, Mitchell has 5 minutes left before I go see my nieces and buy a lot of boba and stuff and chicken. Value-based goal settings. Okay, so this is my last slide that I want to share to you guys because here's a solution. Value-based goal setting. So without goals in life, we start wandering off aimlessly, and any direction that you go will take you there because you don't even know where the hell you want to go. So anywhere will take you there. But, have you ever been in this place where like you think that's your goal and this is where you want to be, right? Say for example, like I thought, okay, so my education was a bachelor's, right? And I thought like, oh, once I get my degree, my bachelor's degree, and I got it in kinesiology, but I was like, once I get my bachelor's degree, then I accomplished this goal and I am happy. Like I got this and I was like, this is like expensive ass piece of paper. I really didn't need this for being a personal trainer. Does it help? Yeah. Does it bump up my pay a little bit? Yeah. But do I need it? No. And I went in thinking that, oh, like this would be great because like, oh, you're a dancer. Like I didn't really I spent more time just listening to my friends, and thank you, appreciate it. But I spent more time thinking about that. Like here's what we don't do, okay? We spend more time thinking about what we're going to be planning for our vacations, whether it's like a 1 or 2 week vacation, than we spend time planning out our lives, okay? We spend more time planning on what kind of car we're gonna get. Like, oh, like you probably know more specs on that car or whatever it may be, or whatever thing that you're buying, right? Maybe it's a bag or whatever you guys like. You spend more time researching on the things that you want to buy than you would do planning out like, hey, you know what do I want in a person? Who do I want to align with? And a lot of that comes from like, maybe it's self-sabotage. Maybe it's like, well, no one really want to be with me. So if no one wants to be with me, then I better say yes to the next person that wants me or that shows interest, right? Knowing that there's like, this person is a cheater or this person like throw themselves out there to everybody, right? So it's like, it's stunning to me where, why would you spend so much time on things like material things, but you don't spend a lot of time planning out your life? And it's because we don't place value on things that we get for free. Think about it. Our brain, our heart, our mind, our legs, our fingers, right? Like all these are free. You were born with a brain, okay? You were born with a brain, but we barely use it. And that's why it's like, and the most important things are the things that are free, because you cannot replace how are you gonna get, I mean, I guess you can, I don't know, technology, but it's still not going to be the same, I guess. I'm not a scientist, but or a surgeon, but yeah, it's like all these things that are given to you is because we don't place a lot of value into it, because it's given to us. But I'm here to encourage you guys, look, because it is free, because you do have it, use it to the best ability that you have, because not a lot of people use it. And once you do it, automatically it places you in a much better situation where like, hey, I like this person has values, this person, like, it's rare to find someone like this, and you're that person, because you spent time investing into yourself. Most people spend their time investing in other people, in other things, right? So value-based goals, okay? So there's two things, okay? Value-based goal settings. So setting goals based on your values, and there's two things. Number one, you want to identify what your values are. If you don't know, start from there, okay? What are your values, okay? So if your goal is to be in a relationship, or your goal is to make money or whatever. So let's use being in a relationship. If your goals on being in a relationship, that's your goal, then what are your values behind it? Why do you want to be with somebody? Why? Right? And if you are going to be with that person, what do they value? What do they have? So if you say, I want to be with somebody because I would like to have a partner, or someone that's for me personally, like my biggest cheerleader. Like I want her to support me as much as I will support her. I want to make sure that she values commitment and loyalty. Like that's important, because why? Because not only do I want to be in a relationship, I also want to be in a relationship where that person values being in a longer, more meaningful relationship. That's what I want. So value-based goal setting. So that's number one, right? And taking responsibilities for the actions that you're doing. So like, if I messed up in a relationship, I'm gonna own up to it. Look, I fucked up. Baby, you say you like red velvet cupcakes. Let me go get some right now. Just 4. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I don't care the price. I'm just gonna get it. All right. I fucked up. If I fucked up, I'm gonna own up to it. And once you take actions and a responsibility for your decision making and your actions, then more people would be like, okay, this person is not like just hothead, right? And then so number two. So after you identify your values, you want to set goals that live according to those values. That's what you want. Okay? With focus and intention. So the focus is, if your goal is to be in a relationship, great. Then what are you going to do after you're in it? That's what's going to maintain that relationship, right? So, like what my coach says, if you don't date and court your woman or your lady, guess what? Another man will, right? And I heard of statistics where there's this divorce lawyer. She was like, I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this. And I'm not saying that this is the number one thing, but from what my experience is, the biggest rate of divorce is by this occupation. And this occupation was stay-at-home moms, because the husband's at work. He always comes back home. He's usually like late because he has to work for 2 people, I guess. And in this world, right? Like you need more money than you did before, seems like. And then so he doesn't give a lot of time. He doesn't give a lot of affection. He doesn't listen to her. And when your woman doesn't feel heard and understood, the legs close. And when she does, the legs open, okay? And that's not to say like, oh, ladies, this is what you're good for, but that's usually what happens, right? And also, let me say this too. If that is all you worth, then you really have some self-reflection to reflect on. Because if your body and you giving up that is all you got, then you really have to step back and be like, what else can I offer? And what else can that guy offer, right? You don't just want a guy that makes a lot of money but treats you like shit. But you also want a guy that treats you well, that also knows what he wants. And it's like, but it's understanding what you value. And if you don't know where to begin, start with those, right? Even Google it. Like, what do you truly value? Identify those and then set those accordingly, and then move with intention and focus. Okay, so those are the 2 things. That way, it's a more meaningful, like, behind those goals. So, for example, losing 25 pounds or something like that is another goal for some people, right? And this is a question that I really, really liked, and I want to share with you guys since you guys stayed for so long. Thank you. But it was, if you're not sure why those goals, like let's just say you set a goal, and which is better than doing nothing, but you don't know your values, then a good question is, okay, so for example, you want to lose 25 pounds. And a question that I found was, okay, what would be different in your life if you lost those weight? What would be different? And that's how you can identify those values behind that goal. Because it's then you're actually giving yourself this possibility, like, okay, let's just say that you went to sleep and you woke up magically, you lost 25 pounds or 50 pounds or whatever the weight that you planned. How would it make your life any more different? How? And based off that answer, you will know whether or not that answer is fulfilling to you or not. You will know. So for me, it's like, if I, Mitchell, what do you want to do? Well, I want to be a life coach. I want to be able to help people become better people. Why? What would be different if you help other people become better people? Number one, the people around me, my environment, how I love the process of learning. And there will be, number one, more importantly, there will be better people in life. Number two, you're surrounding yourself with those type of people. And also, the people that wants to learn it, they're more encouraged to want to learn. They want to know what you have to share. And if they could become better people and you want what's best for them, they will also want what's best for you. It's kind of like that NFL locker room, right? That what my coach says. It's like, it's kind of like that NFL locker room where everyone's in it to support each other, to bring each other up. What does that mean? It means that the partner, the lady in my life, right? Michael Jackson. The lady in my life, I want that person to be my greatest supporter too. And I want to support her as well, because you can't give what you don't have, right? And so that's why it's like, okay, so now you're starting to understand what you value behind why you do it. What was that question? That statement? Oh, the bigger the why, the easier the how, right? So why you want to do it. So understand your why. Understand your why. And if you don't know, like maybe something's holding you back, follow that trail of why. Why do you feel like that? Why? What's pulling you back? What's causing you to be such an asshole all the time? If deep down, you know that that's not how you truly want to operate, but that's how you've been operating through your entire life. And that's what they know. And so, yeah, obviously, you're going to do what's most comfortable for you, right? By treating people like assholes, if that's what you've always been doing. And that's what I had too before. And I was like, I don't like that. I didn't meet a lot of great people, and a lot of people wanted to fight me. And I was like, I don't like fighting. I don't like fighting. That's not me. So anyways, going back, what do you value? Remember that value is what's most important to you. Some value family, others career, whatever, right? There's no correct set of values. So and aligning yourself with the people that have the similar goals and similar values, that's what's important. Okay, goals are what you want to set for yourself that you could check off, and that's great. That's better than nothing. But if you have values that back up that goal, it's a lot more meaningful, it's a lot more positive, and you start to enjoy the process, especially if you choose something that's emotionally compelling for you that want to do, whether it's Polynesian dance or being an artist, being a great mother, like all that. Those is what's most important to you, and you act accordingly to that. Your life will be what we call success. And by Earl Nightingale, success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. So the ideal is of, what do you want to be? What does success mean to you? Some people value success as a lot of money, but if you don't value money like that, but you value like family, being a happy relationship because that fills you up a little bit more, then that's what you value. And if you did that, you are by definition successful. And with that being said, that is today's show. So I hope you guys did enjoy this. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Share it to some of your friends. But yeah, that's the differences between goals and values, and why different goals and values will affect your relationship. Because if you contradict yourself, you're gonna find yourself miserable. And then you find somebody and you're already miserable, and you find somebody, you're both miserable. Okay? Right? Yeah, cool. I see 4 likes so far, and there's 7 of y'all. All right. It helps with the algorithm, okay? And that's the only reason why I'm asking for it. But thank you all. More importantly, thank you for your time. Thank you for always trying to, you're always coming in here. I can't say it enough. So, yeah. Thank you. Thank you for giving me your time. Especially, I know how valuable time is. You can't ever get that back. Money you can make back. Time you can't. So, thank you all. Really appreciate it. Thank you for the other like. Really appreciate y'all. Love y'all. I gotta go see my nieces. They're waiting for Uncle Mitchell to get some boba for them. So, yeah, I gotta plan this out. I was ready. I asked them what they wanted the night before. So I was like, so I'm just gonna order it online and I'm gonna pick it up. That being said, thank you all for tuning in. Let me know what you guys learned. I want to know. I want to know what stood out to you guys too as well. So let me know. But I see you guys in the next live, and thank you for your time. All right, peace. See my nieces.